pencil in, I guess, right?
Well,
or that was the foxhole one.
That was the foxhole one.
This Amateur Radio Roundtable is brought to you in part by ICOM America. Well, good evening to everybody. You're watching Amateur Radio Roundtable. I'm Tom Medlin, W5KUB, and this is March the 10th. March is almost halfway over with. Man, we got a lot of stuff coming up at Dayton Hamvention. We've got to start getting ready for that. Hey, if you're listening out there on radio station WBCQ on shortwave on 5130, send us an email to tom@w5kub.com and let us know where you are and how you're hearing the station. We'd like to hear from you. And also, if you have internet capability, you can watch the show tonight. It's on w5kub.com. And it's all about ham radio. And if you're interested in ham radio, we'd love to have you join us. We'll talk about a lot of different aspects of ham radio. Let's see, some of the things going on tonight. Tonight's going to be a pretty light night for us. I haven't been able to do a lot of show planning the last couple weeks. Kathy and I just got back from the Orlando Hamcation, and from there we jumped on a cruise, and we tried to avoid the coronavirus the week that we were on the ship, and then we got off. We came home, and we've had some bad colds for about a week and a half now. I think I'm about over it. I'm not worried about the coronavirus, but you just got to be careful out there. So, that's been going on. We've got our kitchen remodeling, which has turned into half the house remodeling. And so everything's covered up, and I can't even find a fork to eat with. That's what a mess we've got here. We've got a few more weeks till they get a floor down and some tile down and stuff like that. So maybe in a couple of weeks we'll get back to normal. Let's see, what else is going on? Oh, the balloon flights have been taking a lot of my time. We're trying to circle a balloon around the world. We went high dollar, we went low dollar, and so far we have not been successful. I'll talk a little about that in just a few minutes, and we'll open up the phone lines later tonight. And I'd like for you guys to participate, and let's just talk about anything ham related, whatever's on your mind. I will mention that last week I spoke at the West Tennessee Amateur Radio Society over in Jackson, Tennessee. I just wonder if there's anybody in the chat room from the West Tennessee Amateur Radio Society that learned about the show and has come over to watch it tonight. So if you're in there tonight, tell us in the chat room that you're a member of the club over there. I'd love to see if anybody came over to join in the show. 40-meter net's going pretty good. We had a good number of check-ins tonight, although I just kept the net open for about 30 minutes. But from time to time, we'll have a lot of people calling. We'll have a lot of pile-ups and people trying to get into the net. And we have a lot of fun on the net, and we try to spend time with each person that checks in and talk. Let's see, look in the chat room. There's a few people I don't recognize in the chat room. I do see my friend Bill, WB8HRO. He's in there. Hey, Bill, how you doing, man? I mean, Tim, that's Tim up there. I see Bill above Tim. That's what it is. Hey, Bill, and I'll say hello to Tim, WB8HRO. I think he's up in Michigan there. But anyway, glad to have you in here again tonight. Mark P, tell us in the chat room if you ever made any contacts. We got him in HF Radio over a year ago, almost 2 years now, and for 1 year he never made a contact with him, even sent him an antenna to put up. Mark P, tell us, are you making any contacts on the radio? He says, yes, he did. Hey, man, I'm really happy. Mark P is making some contacts there on the radio. And let's see what else is going on here. Okay, well, I checked with Martin tonight. Martin is out of town. He would have been with us, but he's out of town driving back home, so he couldn't make it. Yeah, we love having Emmett on to talk about antennas. Emmett was going to be on a few times in the past couple weeks, but Emmett has had some issues in their life over there he's dealing with. He lost his father a couple weeks ago, and of course Rochelle is sick, and he's dealing with a lot of things. In fact, he didn't even make it down to Hamcation a few weeks ago. So hopefully things will get better for him and his family, and we'll have him back on here soon. Riley Hollingsworth says he wants to come on and talk about the new amateur radio volunteer monitoring program that he's in charge of now. And I just can't lock down a time with him. He is so busy. Yeah, the FCC guy, that's Riley Hollingsworth. He's retired special counsel from the FCC, and Riley will be on. I'll try to pin Riley down and get him on here soon. He's had some Skype issues and had to change computers, and just many other things have caused some issues in getting him on the show. So let's see what else is going on. So you guys know we're trying to send a balloon around the world. And it can be done. People are doing it not all the time, but sometimes. In the past month, we've had 3 launches in the past 3 months. So our first launch was with a high dollar balloon. The balloon was about $180, and it was really designed basically to step a long time. 3, 4, 5 months, and we thought that's our best chance to get around the Earth a few times. So we went that route, and it's just a draw of the luck. You can't play with Mother Nature. And what had happened is we launched one afternoon, and it made it all the way over past the Azores, and right before it got to Africa, we didn't hear from it anymore. So we lost that one. So then we launched another one like a week later, chance number 2. We launched it, and let's see, I'm trying to think. That one went all the way up into near Russia, near the border of Russia. It went... and that was a cheap balloon. That was 2 party balloons tied together with hydrogen. And it went across Germany and into Poland, and it was starting to get dark. And about dark, we crossed into Russian airspace about dark. And then we never heard from our silver-plated double balloons anymore after dark. It crossed into Russia. Now, I'm not accusing anybody of anything there, actually. But we don't know what happened. Then we made another attempt a week later, which was last week, and this time it was just with a round, clear, pre-stretched party balloon with hydrogen. Our friend Edward, Y03 ICT, did the pre-stretching and testing of that balloon. He wrapped it up. You almost have to handle these balloons with gloves because they're so easy to damage. But he sent us that balloon, and we, of course, flew his tracker on that one, which, I've showed you on the show. This is basically it. It's pretty difficult to build. I had the boards made, and I actually ordered all the parts, and we actually flew one, and it was working. And the reason I like it so much is very light. The entire tracker board weighs like 1.5 grams. And you can see the size of it there. And it's almost too small for me to put together because I have to use a microscope. You can see the microscope back here. I have to use a microscope to build this thing, and it's almost impossible for me to do. Now, Edward must have eyes like a rabbit. He must eat a lot of carrots because he can build these things. And I want to show you something. He's coming out with a new one. He thinks this is too big. He thinks this one's too big, and look what he's doing. got a picture here if I can find it. I'll show you what he's doing. Look at this, guys. The board there on the right of your screen is this board right here. The one on the right screen is this board. And what he's done is made it half size. If you look at the left, that's his new board. So all the parts, this is a double-sided board, and all the parts that you see missing on the new one, he's got them on the back side with other parts. And he breaks that little tab off when he gets through, and now the tracker is 1/2. His tracker basically now is 1/2 this size, and that is pretty small, guys. That's pretty small. Typical tracker, a typical tracker, as I showed you last week, is quite larger. You can see the left picture is typically what we fly, but the one on the right side of your screen, that's Edward W03 ICT, and man, I don't know how he does it. It's going to be a very difficult build, but that's the one we flew last week. We launched it, I think, Saturday. We lost it Sunday, and it made it up. It had a funny path. Well, not a funny path, but here's how it went. We left the U.S. here in Memphis. It took a really high northern route, and it curved down above the U.K. It turned down and headed south over the U.K., and that's where we lost it, right there at the U.K. We don't know what happened. It got dark there. We lost communications with it, and we never heard from it again. But that's the path that it was going to be taking there. Now, one of the things about the ballooning right now in the wintertime, the sun is so low. You know, the sun is to your south, and in Memphis, the highest the sun ever gets is about 40 degrees. And this tracker, with the way we had our solar panels on it, anything from about 30 degrees lower, it wouldn't light the panels up. I was checking the solar angle in the UK. The solar angle in the UK only hit a maximum of 32 degrees about noontime. And you know, before noon and afternoon, the solar angle was down 28, 27, 26 degrees. So we may have been flying, and we may not have just picked up any sun to transmit, but we have not heard from it for 2 days. So we assume it's down right now. So one of the things that we got to watch for is it could come back to life. There are several of my friends out there that have launched balloons that had disappeared for like 90 days, 100 days, and then all of a sudden they show up, they're still flying, and they're still transmitting. So if you get up into the north part of the globe, it's dark up there, no transmissions. It could stay up there for months. So we don't know, but we're gearing up now. We're gearing up now to build number 4 and get it launched. We hope we can launch it in the next 2 weeks. We're still going to keep going until we get one around the Earth. So that's kind of the status on our balloons right now. I got a little video here I show you of our launch. This is our launch of the last one. It's not a whole, it's 20, 30 seconds. Not a very good video. We're trying to hold the camera and the tracker and all that stuff. But here's a little video of the launch right here. Hey, and watch the last 3 seconds of this video. You can see a surface-to-air missile miss it. Here we go.
Ready? Here she goes, Tom. Let her go. There she goes. You're going the wrong way, boy. Is it going down? I don't know. It's going up. It's going the wrong way though. From the wind was blowing a while ago.
Well, it was
actually going northeast.
Coming from
Actually going northwest.
Southeast would take you northwest.
Yeah.
We're going to clear everything now. I think we're okay.
It's gone, baby. I think zoom in on this thing. I got the balloon.
I can't see it on my phone.
I got the balloon.
I can't see it.
see it at all.
Still got it. You see that plane up there?
I see it.
All right, so you saw it. That by the way, that balloon was a balloon that Edward sent us from Romania, all the way from Romania. He did the pressurizing, the testing of the balloon, the stretching of the balloon. He actually has equipment where he hooks up the equipment, measures the inside pressure, the outside pressure, takes a hair dryer and other equipment and heats the balloon up and stretches that balloon, gets all the wrinkles out, and then he packs it neatly, and then he sends it all the way from Romania to us for the launch. And also we flew the tracker that he designed that we built. And just sorry to say, we lost it. We lost it about the UK. So that's where we stand on it. But we're going to keep trying there. I need you guys' help. If you've got any segments for the show, and if you'd like to be on the show, I'd love to bring you in as a guest. I love talking about anything, but my interests are in home brewing and ham radio, the old days, and antennas and things like that. So if any of you guys have any ideas or want to be on the show, just contact me, and we'll set you up there. Let's see. I'm gonna put the phone lines up here in just a second. See if I can get the phone lines started. And we're gonna open the phone lines up. Maybe we can get into some good discussions about ham radio here. Let me check the chat room out here. See what's going on in the chat room. Yeah, it's kind of like the Mars rover. We don't know if it's going to work or when it's going to work. It may pop up and work any time there. You know, we got Hamvention coming up soon, and you know, people are wondering is there going to be some government issued thing to possibly stop any large meetings? You know, like for instance, Hamvention are bringing about 30,000 people from all over the world and different states into one tight place, and it's possible that it could come down to a point where, you know, the state says, you know, hey, we really don't want you guys having any big meetings or something. So I don't know if they would delay it or what they would do there. Okay, I'm gonna put the phone lines up. Let me put the number on the screen here for you guys. Okay. Phone lines, there we go. So we'll have the phone lines up in just a moment. We do have international numbers up in 65 countries, and if you're in a foreign country and you want to call the show, all you have to do is this. On our website, go up to Contact, the little top menu where it says Contact. Click on that. And then over on the left side, it'll say, call the show. And you click on that and it'll list your numbers, and there'll be a little link there for international numbers, and you click that, and we've got numbers all the way from Afghanistan to Israel, Japan, Kenya, Slovenia, Romania, Malta, Lithuania. We got numbers everywhere for you guys to call in on. So I think the phone lines should be up right now. All right, so hey, and the way you call this is you dial the number 712-775-7270, and once it answers, you'll be asked to enter your code. The code there will be that 407051 pound, and that will get you into the show. So let's see if we get anybody to call in here and answer your questions or start a new subject up, you know. In the meantime, I'm going to check out the chat room here. Do a segment on Wires X and C4FM. That's Glenn. Well, Glenn, can you do it? Man, I know nothing about it. I got Fusion. I think that's Fusion. I have radios here at Fusion. I've never even tried it. Uh, I don't know anything about it. If you guys can find me a name of somebody that could do a good presentation, we'll do that. So Fusion yep. Let's see. Welcome to N0RF and N4POD. Glenn says he knows nothing about it. Hey, Glenn, as you guys know, Glenn KW5GP is the author of several ARRL books around Arduino and around wireless networking. And we're going to have Glenn on the show here pretty soon to talk about some of the things he's working on. Do I ever work digital?